My name is Evelyn and I'm 60 years old. I live alone in a quiet corner of a peaceful suburban neighborhood. It's the kind of place where the sound of wind rustling through trees and the occasional bark of a dog are the loudest things you'll hear. I've lived in this house for over 25 years, watched it age with me, creak with time, shift through seasons of life just like I have. Most days are simple. A pot of tea in the morning, a little reading, tending to my plants, maybe a walk around the block before sunset. Don't complain. Still, the silence can sometimes echo louder than any noise. One breezy afternoon, I decided to finally fix the curtains in the guest room. They had been hanging slightly off for weeks, but I kept putting it off, telling myself it wasn't important. But that day, the sun was pouring in through the window just right, and I suddenly felt like doing something, anything to feel productive. I climbed onto a step stool and reached up, carefully trying to fit the fabric back onto the hook. As I stretched just a little higher, I felt the stool shift under me. My heart jumped. For a split second, I froze. The wobble wasn't dramatic, but it was enough to jolt a very real awareness into me. If I fell, no one would know. No one would hear. No one would come. I stood there for a moment, steadying myself with one hand on the window frame, the other gripping the curtain. And for the first time in a long while, I asked myself something I hadn't dared to. When did I start living as though I was meant to fade quietly into the background? That moment wasn't just about curtains. It was about the life I had slowly tucked away, piece by piece. I used to be vibrant, curious, the kind of person who would get lost in a museum, strike up conversations with strangers, take dance classes just because it sounded fun. When had I become someone afraid to step on a stool? After fixing the curtain, I sat on the edge of the bed and stared out the window. My reflection in the glass didn't look fragile, but the truth was, I had let fear settle in without realizing it. That evening, I went through my drawers and found my old sketchbook. I hadn't drawn in nearly 20 years. The pages were dusty, the pencil dull, but as soon as I started, it felt like breathing. I drew the windowsill, the cup of tea beside me, even the curtain I had struggled with. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. In the days that followed, I made small promises to myself. To open the blinds fully. Cook something new. To say yes when my neighbor asked if I wanted to join her book club. I even started waking up earlier. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to feel the sun come through the windows again. That near slip from the stool reminded me of something I had forgotten. Life doesn't end at 60. It doesn't have to grow smaller. Sometimes it can grow wider, deeper, richer, if we choose to reach for it. Now, I make it a point to fix whatever curtain needs fixing in my home and in myself. And every now and then I stand by the window. Not to watch the world go by, but to let it in. Because I may be 60, but I'm still standing, and I'm finally paying attention again.